fresh this fucking word.
You're
YouTube.
really struggling, man.
I am struggling so hard.
Oh, hey, Piff, did you see what I wrote in your text channel last night?
I think so.
Yes, you did, because you responded to it audibly.
No one said anything. I was sad.
I was asleep, dude. I don't know what you want from me.
You're simultaneously confirming and
trying
reversing.
It's true. To just remember what the flip it was is what I
was providing IT support to people in India while playing a video game at the same time, which means I was simultaneously confirming and reversing stereotypes. Confirming the idea that all IT people do is just play video games, and reversing the idea that all IT comes from India. I felt like I was breaking ground and transcending to the next level. That's right, folks. That's how easy it is to impress me.
So are you tweeting this, Mackenzie?
I'm on it.
Okay.
That came off way more aggressive than it needed to be. I'm sorry.
No, it's too late. Fuck you.
fucking doing it, Burn.
Firefrog, I've noticed actually a couple of people asking questions about Ryle. I haven't given the players his stats, so not about to give the chat. Like, I'm not being mean about it. It's just that how would you know? No one knows if Ryle's a mega damage creature or
I'm
not.
not testing it.
Yeah, I mean,
we need one of those like Vegeta Saiyan scanners to be like, all right, what the fuck is up with this guy?
and hope they don't hide their power levels.
You know what's funny? Is once I can become a techno wizard, I can literally make a scouter.
Yeah, you could.
I could.
But I mean, Kid punched one in the eye, but specifically restrained, so you still don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, because I want to pop the eye of a gummy worm, because Kid's just that much of a
Yeah,
dick.
you'd get gummy worm eye juice all over you.
Yeah.
Ew.
You think that red pie from Lucas was something?
How the fuck do words work?
You hope they notice if he's squishy? Why? Squishy things can't be mega damage? That doesn't seem to make sense.
Kid, are you squishy?
Yeah, Kid's mega damage, and I guarantee you Kid's fluffy and Kid does not feel like Iron Man's suit under that fur.
I can almost guarantee that there's probably a gelatinous cube that is literally Jello and also a mega damage being.
Think of it in terms of, Superman. His skin can stop a bullet. That doesn't mean that he's hard as a rock.
Yeah.
Or even another way, and I'm not saying that he's mega damage or not, because I'm not going to say until it becomes relevant.
Till it's canon.
Remember, mega damage is just a lot of damage. So it's possible that a normal knife might be able to stab them, but there's just so much gummy there that how much damage would that really do? You know what I mean?
These sour worms.
like theoretically speaking, a Brachiosaurus would probably have been a mega damage creature, not because its skin was that much tougher than, say, an elephant's, but the amount of damage you would have to do to something that big
Probably.
would be pretty big.
Oh, I already saw this. Thanks, Mackenzie.
Saw what?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. So.
We need to focus for 2
Yeah.
seconds.
We do!
Yes.
We've been going
Are you
for
ready?
4 minutes and we're already off track. We are ready, I think. Piff,
What's up?
are you ready?
Well, yes and no, but yes.
Why are you not ready?
Well, let me tell you why I am ready. Because most pen and paper games require nothing but your imagination. So
I
let's
see.
fucking kick this shit off.
Unless you're the GM.
There is something that I would like to go over. That is character knowledge.
Candy wrappers?
Yes.
Because you've been going over those for days.
I forgot to mention, and I thought I did, but remember when Isaac tried to punch Anna?
Yes.
Okay, and just before that, Anna and a few other characters were doing punching exercises. You would know straight off the bat that Isaac doesn't know how to throw a punch.
This is
But he-
wonderful.
But he
Yes.
knows how to take one.
Oh yeah, he can take a punch. But
Oh,
his
this is
form was
wonderful.
completely off when he was trying to throw that punch. That could also be why he missed. But even if he
Or
had
because
hit,
Anna's good at dodging.
well, even if it had hit, it wouldn't have really done anything. Just saying.
Oh, I have plans for this. Okay.
Okay, just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, before we get started, any questions of me?
Why?
Oh, Pip. Oh, you'll find out.
God damn it, why?
All right. So, when last we left you guys, you were traversing across the Rapper Waste on your way towards Mount Choco. Excuse me. And you had stopped for the evening at a monastery in the middle of the Rapper Waste, full of interesting people who dress and behave much like the way monks would, wearing clothing that is made out of wrappers in a building that is made out of highly compressed and polished wrappers. And I actually did research into this too. It really is possible to polish plastic and paper like that. You'd
Yeah.
probably need some sort of coating, but they do have a coating. So, you were introduced to a magical item that they produce, which is a glove that they wear when they spar that produces musical tones to those that know how to draw it out. And we ended the session with an offer for bartering. Now, I did say at the end of the session I was going to make a shopping list for you guys. And as I've already told the players, I sat down to make said list and then realized that realistically, the amount of stuff they'd have to barter would be not worth actually writing out a list. So let me just tell you what they offer. They have, of course, 2 sets of those gloves. They only have 2. They're very difficult to make and very painstaking, and they are by far would be the most expensive when it comes to bartering. But they also have several different outfits of clothing made from the treated candy wrappers, and they would invite you to feel it. And because of the specific, they would let you know too that they hunt down specific types of wrappers when they make their clothing, and because of the treatment they do, basically. If you've ever taken a sheet of paper and crumpled it into your hand over and over and over and over again, the paper itself will grow very soft and cloth-like.
Yeah.
They do something like this in the extreme, and then they strengthen it so that the material of the clothing is not only soft and light, like a it has the kind of the rough, the approximate texture of, say, alpaca. But it is fairly strong and actually would give you some protection against things. They are made in a variety of different colors, and they all are basically monk robes and sandals. In addition to that, they have a wide selection of jewelry that they make out of wrappers as well. It's very beautiful, intricate jewelry. They have things from simple earrings and necklaces and pendants that are wrappers that are so intricately well woven together that it's difficult to see or even guess how many wrappers would be in it. They just create different geometric shapes and complex pieces. But they have jewelry as far as earrings and necklaces and actual rings, to bracelets, to actual like bracers and things like that you could put on your arm that aren't really for protection but for looks. They're very pretty, they're very intricate, and they mention that the jewelry is designed to be such an intricate pattern that while wearing it and concentrating and focusing on it, it's supposed to bring the mind relaxation. It's like a mental puzzle that you try and follow. Like they'll show you, for example, there'll be a jewelry which is like a necklace, and there is a line of red or some sort of specific red wrapper that'll wrap through the necklace and all its intricate designs, and trying to follow the red line to its source is almost like a puzzle meant to relax and focus the mind, like playing Sudoku or something of that nature. And in addition, finally, they have in trade is basically building materials, which is wrappers that have been highly compressed and polished and are hard enough and strong enough to actually act as, in game mechanics, SDC building materials. And fairly strong SDC. It's not like wood or cardboard, it's more like concrete. That's how powerful it is. Fairly light, but still, since they're building materials, it's going to be heavier than everything else. And it comes generally in shades of brown. As I don't remember if I mentioned this last session. I think I did, but they learned very quickly to make their building materials one basic shade or a group of shades. Otherwise, it was difficult to focus on anything. It's like, imagine being in a room that's painted a rainbow. It would be really hard to focus on whatever you're doing. So these are the things they have for trade. They don't really have a currency of any kind. They don't use tickets. They literally just barter for goods to help them survive out here.
That's really cool. I would like to purchase two things. And
okay.
I'm willing to trade those two pistols that I was telling you about.
Okay.
They are Nerudi Enterprises. They are dual shot pistols, so they can fire single shot or in a burst of two. They come with 96 shots. Okay. And I'm willing to.
Are you trading all the shots with them?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to get a puzzle necklace and the building materials, as much as we can to make it even.
All right, well, for those guns, because such devices aren't typically seen around here, and while they detest violence unless necessary, they don't shy away from it either. And they do know, and we'll mention that this area can be dangerous. Those would be very, very highly valued as a last resort kind of thing. So you could certainly get a puzzle necklace, and as far as the building material, they could give you, I'd say probably about 600 pounds or so, which would be enough to maybe build it'd be enough to build a small shack, perhaps. Okay. And honestly, more than that, Rael probably would have trouble carrying it.
Yeah, I think that's good enough.
Okay. And they can let you choose a couple shades, but they're mostly all shades of brown, different darker brown, lighter brown, etc.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Lucas is generally interested in the gloves.
Mm-hmm. They have two that they're willing to trade.
Okay.
I mean, two pairs. Sorry, I should probably point out. 2 pairs. They have two, but they're each of a different pair. They're two right hands. 2 right-hand gloves. No, so okay. 2 pairs.
Lucas would probably try to first show him his instruments, because I think they would probably like those a lot. Okay. So he will open up his particular guitar case and pull out a few fairly large flutes.
They would look at them as if they didn't know what they were.
Right. Um, Lucas would then go up. Ah, yes, those are, I would say similar to your gloves, but it's more of a do one or the other set of both at the same time. I usually carry these around for entertainment purposes. I assume that you, actually, let me not assume. You do know general written music, or is it more of like a kind of feel around and kind of do what sounds good?
The music of the gloves, you mean?
Or other ones that you do. And
Well, the tone of the gloves is produced by the dance of the individuals wearing them. It is not written down nor scripted.
perfect. Well, then this might be a bit too complicated, but similar to your gloves, if you do enough practice or fooling around, as I usually do, you can usually get a few tones out of it. And Lucas would try to very briefly, generally just go down like a chord.
All right. Not gonna make you roll me a disguise check. No. Okay, you do, and
Quit sewing.
they look around, and the older one that you've seen before comments and says, "That was very interesting. How does one do that?"
I see. So as far as I know, you kind of hold down these little hole things over here, and you blow through this whole thing over here, and kind of air goes through here and makes a nice kind of vibrating sound, and you can change it depending on what you're holding, what you're not holding. I
Do you
think
mind
this one.
if I? And he'll like hold his hands. May I?
Lucas then contemplates if he should be a douchebag and be like, only one person could possibly. But then decides against it and hands it over.
The older gentleman holds it up to his lips, and everyone just kind of like there's a murmur, and he says, "So, with great practice, one could make notes."
Yes.
He looks at it consideringly, and he says, "I would trade you for this. I would find the challenge relaxing."
I also use those as general self-defense. As he then takes another one out of his case, and then instead of holding it like an instrument, he then grips the base of it and turns it right side up. He goes, "It's thick enough and sturdy enough that you can probably hit somebody with this relatively well, and still keep it generally intact. And still have actually pretty good notes come out of this. It doesn't really bend very well. It's very nice sturdy object. So it's very much like your gloves, but it's more of like a situational. Like it can switch to a defense mode." Stephen shrugs.
He nods and he says, "I would be loath to use such a thing for that, but I do understand that sometimes it is necessary for survival. I would gladly trade you a pair of gloves for one of these."
Oh, thank you. And he looks around to the others to see what their reaction is.
Everyone else is kind of crowding around it, looking at it. It's clear that the musical tones, more than anything that you made, has them very curious.
Isaac gives you a really solid thumbs up.
He then goes, "I do have quite a few more than I need. I wouldn't I would be willing to trade more if anyone else has more gloves to trade. My friend is also looking for an interesting pair of gloves to practice with.
You'd find a general approval, though. Like I said, it's still just they only have 2 pairs. Most people wouldn't be willing to give their gloves up. But sure, if you would trade a flute for the pairs of gloves, and Lucas, you know this matter of factly, any sort of magical artifact is got to be far more valuable than a flute. But to these people, it is as if they have never seen anything like this before.
Right. And he would be more than generous in saying like 1 flute per glove. So he would give out 4 flutes.
Are you you're not giving her out the special one, are you?
No.
Okay, just making sure. One of them
Because
hits
that
that
won't
note.
make them sick.
One of them hits that note and boom.
My eyes, why does the music burn?
Okay. So you trade 4 of your flutes and you get 2 pairs of fairly plain looking black fingerless gloves.
Neat.
Also, for an idea of what the jewelry kind of looks like, though far more intricate, if you guys ever want on your own time, just Google Starburst wrapper jewelry and you'll get an idea. Cannot believe this is actually a thing that I learned about.
Wow. There's duct tape wallets, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I suppose not. But
Oh, sweet.
all right. So anything else that Lucas would want, or Anna, or Kid?
Not Lucas, no.
I am good.
Okay. All right. And what about one more, Elor? Oh, you're not there. Right. I'm sorry. So
Sorry, I was muted. I was just sassing you about that.
No,
Well,
yeah.
I would love to participate.
But Kid's being not a loner. Kid has a friend, not a loner, just not
She's
Antisocial.
in her pouting corner.
yeah.
Antisocial.
Actually, with that, let's go ahead and with the business transaction done. We'll skip over to Kid fairly quickly. Cyber 6 would have come out at some point. He really didn't have. He actually traded for some of the monk robes. He traded one of his mini shotguns.
Nice.
Which means he only has like 5 left. And he'll come out wearing very poorly. Like, he obviously doesn't know how it's supposed to be worn, but he's wearing the monk-like robe. And he'll march up to Kid and Ryle, and he'll say, I just wanted to check on you. Are you doing all right?
You said Cyber 6 came up to us?
Yes, Cyber 6.
Kids going to, like, they weren't paying attention. They were just kind of, like, tossing wrappers off to the side, not looking, and they start to talk just like, yeah, we're... And then they stop and stare at his clothes and go, what are you wearing?
I am wearing the local decor. It's very interesting.
What kind of coloration is it?
Very rainbow colored. It's predominantly blue and green, but it has pink, yellow, and orange in it.
Kid just kind of squints like it's hurting their eyes to look at him.
He'll kind of like hold his arm out and look at it, and he says, well, they say it's very soft. I don't have to take their word on it, but it is very different.
It's bright.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't want to wear this if I had to sneak around, but maybe to a formal function of some kind?
Sure, Kid says, not knowing what formal functions are.
in any case, are you okay out here? Did you want to go inside? You could barter for one of these.
No, I think I'm okay. I have crackers, they say, looking down at their like tray. It's got like a few crumbs and maybe like 3 crackers left, or wafers.
Right. He'll nod, and then he'll check on Rael. They'll have a brief conversation, and he'll say, "Well, you sure you're okay out here?"
If everything looks like that in there, then yes.
Not everything. Most of it's actually pretty brown.
Huh. Kid looks around at the multicolored wastelands and then looks at the monastery and then says, maybe I'll go in for a little bit, and walks in.
You notice
They're gonna pick up their tray and start walking in.
Okay. You notice as you're walking away, Cyber 6 is like walking up to Ryle and like leaning against him and looking down. And he goes, huh. Camouflage.
I mean, if he wants to go dumpster diving in this place, then definitely.
He's actually, the tones of his outfit aren't that far from the part of Ryle that he leaned up against.
Oh, God.
So, kid, as you approach the monastery, the music has stopped as it's getting late in the day and the sparring has stopped. As you walk into the courtyard, you see many of these monks sitting around sharing food and conversation. And one of them would stand up, a young, maybe 15 or 16 young boy, young man, I suppose, and would say, "Oh, hello, you're one of the travelers, right?"
Kid nods.
"I've never met a traveler before. They're so rare out this way, and Mom says that she saw one once, but that she doesn't remember much about them.
Kid
She was
starts
very young."
walking away.
And he falls and step behind you. Your friends are in there. I saw them. They're that tall one. He's very tall. Where are you from?
Nowhere.
No, well, you can't be serious, right? Everyone's from somewhere.
Kid stops, looks at him, and then frowns.
As you frown, he says, "I'm from here. I was actually born here at the monastery. I lived here my whole life. It's nice, but it's kind of boring."
How tall
Mom
is
says,
this person?
"Oh, maybe 6 inches taller than you." No, he's 15, so maybe a foot taller than you.
Kid's gonna like pull gently on the front of his shirt, kind of like, come here, like down.
He'll go down with an eager look in his face.
Kid like smooshes a hand over his face and goes, quiet now, and walks away.
he is quiet. He has a face of absolute confusion as you walk away.
Good. Kid's gonna go find everyone else now.
It would take you would be directed. Most people that would see you wandering around would ask if you were looking for your friends and then guide you to them. So you would find them.
I mean, a kid could probably follow their nose at this point.
That's true as well. So after the bartering, guys, you would have been taken to a room for sleeping, which is a large communal room with several soft mattresses, which are made from the outer layer is made from the same basic material that the clothing is. The inner layer is made from more loose wrappers that have been modified enough so that they don't crinkle. Like, it's not a bed full of candy wrappers in that sense, because that would be, oh dear God, who could do that? But it's actually a fairly decent mattress that way.
Okay.
And Kid, you would find them all in there doing, I'm not sure what.
What are you fuckers up to?
Okay, where are we, Squee? Are we like in the middle of a crowd? Are we in the private
No,
rooms?
it's fairly empty at the moment. You're in the, like I said, you're in that communal sleeping area I just mentioned. You've been shown your beds for the night, but it's still early enough that there's not a lot of people in there.
You'll probably see Isaac talking to Hart.
Okay, sure. What about? What's going on?
Do you want to roleplay the scene? We can play the scene. Okay.
Yeah.
He will ask to talk to Hart and tell her to close her eyes.
Hart will say, okay. She'll close her eyes.
Okay. And he will put the puzzle necklace on her. There you go.
She's just standing there.
You can open your eyes
when
now.
do I open them?
You can. Right now.
Oh. Okay. Then she'll look down. She'll go, oh.
Yeah. You're supposed to follow the lines, and it's supposed to improve your concentration.
She puts her hands on her hips. I was standing right there.
Right. I'll just shut up now.
Thank you. And she kind of blushes for a second and then goes, that's nice.
Yeah, no problem. I figured you might like that.
I love it.
Good.
And she'll take it off and she'll sit down on her bed and start looking at it. Looks like she's trying to follow the red line.
Okay.
What is Lucas and or Anna doing?
Well, he was going to try to do his glove thing, but it's late and he might wake people. So he's probably just going to get an early sleep.
Okay. You find the mattress fairly soft. Now, I don't know, different people react differently to soft sleeping surfaces, but it's not bad. It's not exactly Tempur-Pedic or anything, but it's probably a lot nicer than sleeping on rail or on the ground that you've been doing for the past 2 weeks.
I think that he would generally like that there is such a comfy spot, but he has so many ups and downs in his sleeping arrangement throughout the years that I'm not quite sure if he would note it out loud.
Right. Understood. I'm just letting you know. Is there anything else anyone would do before everyone settles down to sleep?
No, I think that was it.
Okay. So we'll pull back into a more narrative place. The next morning, you guys are woken up. You are fed a breakfast of fairly the same thing, different types of meats and seaweeds. And you are presented with a parting gift of sorts, which is a box full of different meats and a little bit of seaweed. One of them says, you had mentioned that all you had eaten was fish. We thought that it would be a nice gesture to give you something else for the rest of your journey.
Wow, that's very generous. Thank you.
Of course. It is good to be generous.
Is the seaweed like dried, like the packaged seaweed, or is it?
It is a mix of the two. So you have like the dry, crispy seaweed. You have the moist. Yeah. Well, it's food, so yes. Not dried seaweed, and you have some that's been sweetened and like covered in some sort of sugary substance.
Kid's gonna find the ones that don't have the sugary shit, like the regular plain ones, and they're going to tuck those away in their store for Lil.
Okay. Who, by the way, is doing its best to mimic one of the necklaces that Hart's wearing. So,
oh, that's right, because they can do inanimate objects.
Uh-huh. So Kid's wearing bling.
Oh boy.
Though it should be pointed out, as great as Frill is, or as great as Lil is, it is nowhere near as complex as the actual necklace itself. It belies it does not do it justice to say that these is jewelry made out of candy wrappers. The intricacy of which they're made it's clear that people have been doing this for dozens of years and are masters of their craft.
Yeah, but Lil's a organic organism. That's complex enough.
That's right, Lil. Don't you let them make you feel bad.
She's special in her own way, okay, guys?
You could poop. Their necklace can't poop.
Frill poops?
She consumes food.
What goes
what
in
do you
must
think
come out.
happens to it?
Well, I was not thinking about the digestive system of
Oh
a
my
random thing in a roleplay.
Well, there was a creature very early on in the roleplay. I can't specifically remember the name right now, but it was designed to eat waste and produce food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times. I don't
That'd
remember
be
the name off the top of my
highly
head.
useful.
A
So,
gerbil. Gerbil.
Oh yeah, the Gerbils.
Yeah, the Gerbils.
Yeah, the ones
Oh,
that you
God.
guys
Fucking
Gerbils.
hate it.
The ones that Xavier pretty much swore never to transport ever again.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Hart tried to steal one. So you would be given this parting gift and well wished on your way. And they would let you know that the Mount Choco is only a four more days journey.
Oh wow, sweet.
And you would get back to Rael, who spent the night outside. He looks very happy and well fed. And you guys continue your journey.
Oh bye.
Yes,
Do
with
we
our
tell
600
Rael what
pounds.
made the music?
I'm sorry?
Do we tell Rael what made the music?
Probably a good idea.
Keep it a secret forever, because we're just that cool.
Actually, he would probably be, when you come out, he'd be like, So? Cyber 6 didn't say anything.
Hey Lucas, you want to punch me?
I've been waiting for this moment for so long.
Don't get too enthusiastic.
He like looks at him. I don't think it's gonna make the same sound.
It'll still make a
Let's
sound.
try it. As he then like just winds up a really like comically like large cartoonish punch, like the full windmill of arm thing, full wind up.
Roll to hit, please.
Okay. Any bonuses for glove?
Not really.
Do you want there to be bonuses?
No, I was just thinking, like, is there a W weapon for specific glove? No,
There is
not.
for blunt.
I got
Yes,
blunt. That's
But
about
that's
it.
like saying that there's a weapon proficiency for body armor that just doesn't exist.
Well, there is a weapon proficiency for spiked knuckles, which is knife.
Yes, but these are not those.
Okay.
What? There's a weapon proficiency for that?
Yeah.
The gloves, like basically, putting on gloves, especially fingerless gloves, do not in any real way affect your ability to hit something.
I think she
except
meant
for
the spikes.
No, I was talking to Burn.
Oh.
Eh.
Lucas, roll to hit. All right, it's definitely enough to hit. Isaac, do you do anything?
No, I'm trying to get him to hit me. I'm in body armor.
Just making sure. Lucas, you hit, and there's like this a tone that looks like or sounds like an F sharp that's really badly out of tune.
Dun.
It's more like. And Ryle's like, I don't get it.
They punch each other.
Uh-huh.
With these
Gloves
things.
make music.
Yeah, gloves make music.
Oh, I see. He starts nodding. I see. I don't. Where do gloves make music? I mean, I heard that, but that's not what I've been hearing.
They're way better at it than Lucas is. He needs practice.
Oh. Okay. So they punch each other, and that makes music.
Yeah.
Huh.
Whenever somebody actually hits something with their fist with these magical gloves, then it produces a note.
I see. That just seems so... I mean... It seems like there's easier ways to make music.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
would make bar fights fun.
Yeah, it would.
What's a bar
Or more
fight?
fun.
What's a bar fight?
It's a fight that's in a bar.
Well, who's fighting what bars? What? Okay, and he puts his face down close, like he's rapturously listening now.
A bar is a place where you go to drink alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. There's two words. There's bar and bar. You see, if you walk into one bar, you get alcohol. You walk into another one, you get alcohol for the wound you just got.
Okay, so there are bars that dispense alcohol and cause fights.
Yes. Sure. Let's go
Sounds
I
with
would
good.
like to see one of these someday.
No,
Okay.
you do not.
I think I do. I really, really think I do.
Okay.
Kid
Okay.
scrunches their face and goes, "Is that what Xavier keeps trying to give me?"
Yes.
Kid
No.
looks Ryle dead in the face and goes, "You don't want it."
He tried to give you a bar that gives out alcohol and starts fights?
I would
Maybe we
prefer
should-
that.
I don't think you'd be around like any good spot for like a bar. Maybe like a seaside one, but maybe a saloon might be more your style.
Yes.
Ooh,
Saloons.
what's a saloon?
Same thing, basically.
A
Same
bar
thing,
with a
basically.
theme.
Except they have a piano usually, and somebody playing the piano in the corner, and also lots and lots and lots and lots of whiskey, and also ladies.
Tessa kind of leans into her sister Diana and like whispers, "You know, you do know that his view of a bar is probably nothing like what it is, right? I
Which
mean,
one?
what's in his head, Ryle? I'm sure what he's thinking is not. I just,
I don't
she just
think we're
kind
gonna
of stopped.
I don't know how to explain it to someone at the moment. It's too early in the morning.
Yeah, she just shrugs. With that out of the way, Ryle will tell you all to climb aboard, and he'll continue the journey. The next 4 days is fairly uneventful as far as things you run into. If there's anything the party would like to do during those 4 days, let me know. But they're very smooth, easygoing. The supply of meats they gave you would have to be rationed out, as in you'd have to eat fish with it. But there's enough there to have some at every meal, so it's not just nothing but cod all day.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my can.
Pep.
Is there anything the players would do during these 4 days?
Does Lucas want to practice?
Yeah, Lucas is probably going to be bored enough to like generally just every once in a while, like he's just gonna sit there and like start actually doing. You'll actually see Lucas's practicing style, which instead of a lot of his flashy things, it's a lot more direct and actually like fairly like good form. Like if somebody got hit by this in a normal like fight, they would. This seems to be targeting very specific spots very accurately.
Kid wants in on this.
I mean, we already started a fight club in a sense for this trip.
First rule about Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club, man.
All right. So Firkins, roll me a D100, please.
Give me a second. Okay.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
A
boy.
legendary 100. Legendary.
So
Slow clap. Slow clap it out.
Legendary.
So while Lucas is practicing, it's a legendary fail, is what it is. While
Yeah,
Lucas
I know.
is practicing, over the course of the next few days, you start to. It's clear that this is going to take either a lot of dedication or a lot of time, one of the two, right? But you can see that there is progress. The notes don't seem quite so out of tune. It's still not very pleasant to listen to when you spar, but there was a point in time where you were sparring and oh, I need a sparring partner.
Sure.
Kid.
Bring it.
Okay. All right. So Lucas, there was a point in time where you saw an opening and you took it, and it was like a really good solid hit, and you felt the vibration of it producing like its tone, but no one heard it. But you felt it. And Anna, please roll to save against non-lethal poison.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Whoa.
D20?
Oh, I see.
Yes, please. No. So Lucas has discovered the brown note.
Oh no.
Wait, please don't be diarrhea.
Yeah. So there, basically, if Lucas gets a critical with these gloves, he can make them forced to save against non-lethal poison or have an accident.
Oh, Anna.
So Anna has an accident
Anna.
in her body armor.
Oh, fucking hell.
I mean, unless you were sparring outside of your body armor.
I don't know if that's much better.
Yeah, no matter what.
Oh, honey.
So, Lucas, like I said, in game terms, if you get a natural 20 on those, a critical hit while wearing those gloves, they would have to roll to save.
All right. I will say that I do have an expanded crit range. Would that apply or only on 20s?
No, that would apply.
Okay.
I'm not going to punish you for being more skilled. So, yeah, that would apply.
Okay.
We
Oh,
never
man.
talk about this ever again.
I just realized he now has 2 different items in his repertoire.
That has a
That
brown
makes people
note.
wipe their bowels.
I hate you.
God dang nice.
It's not
Isaac
just fish anymore
Lucas.
either, but
He rolled it, not me.
That's hilarious. And what's worse is the glove.
Wait. I'm sorry. I need to amend this a little bit because this is 100. Like that doesn't really have much of a downside to it. This is supposed to be a fail that's so epic that it's legendary. Lucas,
Yeah.
Also roll me save versus poison, but give yourself a +2 in addition to whatever bonuses you may have. Non-lethal poison.
Non-lethal poison. Got it. Addition. Okay.
Okay. You feel queasy, but you're able to control it at least. It seems like there's some back feed to you, but really whoever's hit by it is affected the most.
What's hilarious about these gloves is it's actually physically touching as well. So you can feel the queasy, not only hear it.
So, like I said, and Piff, just keep that down. So if it happens, you would also roll a check at a +2 in addition to whatever bonuses you have.
That sucks.
Well, it is a fail of epic proportions, so...
Can't fail much harder than pooping yourself, man.
we never talk about this ever again.
Oh, this is definitely dinner conversation.
Nope, I will murder you.
Sure, that's fine.
Alright.
It's okay. Come at me.
Okay.
In Hawaii, I guess we're making a vacation out of it, fam.
Now,
Yeah, well.
Piff, I should
Yeah.
point out, because I wasn't very clear on it, you can choose to do this. You can, in other words, you know how to do this if you get a really good hit in, but it's an ability that has to be triggered. It's not all the time. It's not every time you roll a critical, because if you do it once, theoretically speaking, you could just not hit that way again and you'd be fine, if that makes sense.
I think so.
So, in other words, this ability is optional.
Okay.
All right. So, anyone else do anything during the 4 days?
Pouting.
I'm reading.
By the way, Anna, Elisa would offer to help with the cleanup.
No.
That's a kind soul right there.
No, go away.
I hate all of this. To be fair, it's probably better that it's Anna and not Kid.
Yeah.
It'd be much more visible with Kid.
Oh,
That would
man.
have been unfortunate.
So, as the 4 days pass by, eventually on the 4th day, you begin to notice that the wrappers around you grow lower, the dunes become less numerous, and as you exit the wrapper waste completely, you can see on the horizon a very large, dark brown mountain that rises up fairly high into the sky. It's no Mount Everest, but it's a very tall peak. It's a lone solitary peak, almost like a volcano. And it looks like a dark chocolate. At the base of this mountain, you see, at first, it looks like a village, not too far away. You can see the houses. You can see from the amount of detail you can see on them, it looks like they're maybe a mile away. But as the day progresses and you get slowly closer and closer, they're getting closer to you much slower than you would think at first. In other words, it turns out you are much, much farther away. And as you get closer, it becomes apparent. It's not that this village was close. It's that this village was huge. These houses were built enormously. So what looked like it was a mile away was actually probably closer to 10 or 20 miles away. And as you get very close, you get close to the village, you begin to see blue giant people walking up to and fro, going about the business. There's people in fields, and you can actually see fields now. There is soil underneath Rael again, as you've almost all but completely left the wrapper waste behind. Unfortunately, we have to use theater of the mind because I couldn't find a big chocolate mountain. Looked like I liked it. Looked like I imagined it. But this village is made out of a very similar material to the monastery you saw, but it looks much more like the building material was formed naturally. It's not polished. It's more utilitarian than pretty. But you can see shacks, you can see bigger buildings, and you can see it kind of rings the base of the mountain. And as you approach, Rael would say, okay, well, so we're getting close to, more of the giants. They're like I said, well, much like the one you met, they're very simple people, cheerful enough, unless you anger them. But I've never seen them be mean to anyone without good cause. But they are, they don't understand sarcasm. I mean, like, even a little bit.
Damn.
So, other than that, you'll be fine. Just, I don't know what's next, actually. What's next? I got you here. What's next?
Oh, our group is screwed.
We need to try and get in touch with one of the giants and offer them the 600 pounds of building mats to let us hopefully pass, and then we head up to the top of the mountain.
Oh, that sounds nice. I don't think I could go up there, though.
Really?
He's
We
looking
have
at the
the
mountain.
thing.
Oh, right. He like winks a giant eye. The thing. No, but seriously, I don't think I could climb that. That's I'm way too I don't have legs.
Oh. Right. Okay.
Been around
That's fine.
somewhere too long.
We'll figure things out. It's alright.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. So, find one of the giants. Got it.
Yeah.
And he begins approaching the village. And as you get closer, you start to see them gathering out of the village, coming towards you. And they are very large, as the one you've met. They're all around 60 feet or so. They make Ryle look like a German Shepherd. That's how big they are. They kind of gather around. There's a good 20 or 30 of them. Some stop working in the fields and come up. And as you approach, they formed like a little semicircle. And you finally hear a large booming voice. Ho! Hello there, young worm. A little far from your home, aren't you? And Ryle goes, Oh, they're talking to me. They mean me. Oh, you mean me? I think they mean me.
Yes, they mean you.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not. Yes, I am very far from home, but I am bringing guests for you.
Hello!
Like there's a start when they hear that, and one of them comes up, the one that first called out to you. Very large beard. You see that most of them, whether male or female, because you really can't distinguish at the moment, they have large beards. And the one that spoke first bends down really close and goes, Oh, you're very tiny. It's the tiny people.
Yes.
And there's like a murmur. Oh, it is the tiny people. Have you come to pass the Stone Guardian?
We were hoping we could
have to
do
what?
that.
And he says, they have come to pass the Stone Guardian. And there's a cheering. Cheering breaks out from the crowd. And the crowd kind of like opens up. And in the back, you see a very elderly giant. So old that its beard goes down to its knees. It comes forward and it says, I am the Stone Guardian. You seek passage to Mount Choco.
Hopefully, yeah. We encountered one of your people not too long ago. Out of character, I can't remember his name.
Start with a J.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brawl or something like that?
Giral, hang on. Try it. I don't have that open.
That was
in
like
notes.
Juki.
Juki.
I found it.
Yeah.
We
Juki.
found we encountered one of your people, Juki, and he was trying to find repairs for his roof, I think. We're wondering if we could go to the top of the mountain, and we have this, and he's going to point to the building materials. We're hoping we could maybe trade or something like that.
He comes over, inspects the building material, and gives it a good thud. And he says, this is high quality. This must come from the monks of song.
Yeah, we just came by there.
Very well. You have passage. You have earned it with this trade. And then he goes back to the front. The rest of you must earn passage as well.
What?
And there's a cheer.
Oh god. I knew it was too easy.
What?
And he says, it's fairly simple. the festival that is going to commence, every giant in this village will have a small amulet in their possession. Convince one of them to give you the amulet, usually through the games of the festival, and you will be allowed to pass. I grant my amulet to you, he says, pointing to Isaac, for this trade.
Oh. Okay. Awesome.
And with that, there's another cheer as one of the younger, the first one that called out to you says, I feel that we must explain. Whenever one of your kind comes around trying to pass, it is a time of great celebration for us. We have turned it into a festival where we eat, drink, and be merry and play games. Games for you to earn your passage.
Oh. Okay.
Well, not you, of course. You can go anytime, but your friends must.
You're not part of any of the games.
Oh. Okay.
And the giants begin rushing off to the village, and start laughing and giggling and clapping hands, and people are running around doing things. And the tall one next to you, he says, "You may call me Juki."
What? Chuki?
Juki. And Ryle goes,
The other
"They're
ones.
all named the same. Well, all the men and all the women are named something different too."
Oh. Oh.
He nods. If I had remembered that you can't smell like I can, I might have mentioned it to you. They're really easy to point out if you smell them. It's really simple, but you can't do that. I should have remembered.
Yeah, that would have been great information.
So maybe pick something out and like that one. That one has a green splotch on the knee. Call him Splotchy.
Okay. That seems like a good idea.
So, and he's referring to the one next to you that's been explaining, that just introduced themselves as Juki. And sorry, give me a second here to compose myself. Such a large revelation took it out of me. You see very quickly that the village, which is a very simple, quaint village. The houses are sturdy but simple. Not a lot of luxury here. But in the center of the village, there is a large, square, like a village square. And giant tables are brought in from all around, and people start baking food, and you start to get delicious smells coming from everywhere. People put up banners and streamers, and it very quickly begins to look like Yuletide or some other form of festival. It's very, very, very jolly atmosphere, and no pun intended. As the giants seem ecstatic about this festival, and we'll just say splotchy for now, because they all, like Ryle said, they all call themselves a very specific name and rely upon other things to differentiate the two. He begins to explain the festival. We were told by our god to develop suitable challenges for you to test your merits, be they strength or endurance or intelligence or anything of the kind. So the festivals comprise of many games that you are welcome to participate in. And if you win or impress enough, then we are obliged to give you a token. Though I should mention, you don't have to win it through the games. Impress any of us enough, and, well, I mean, it's our choice who we give it to and when. But I warn you, it is not always easy. We are a tough bunch to impress. Little ones.
Right.
Ha! Ha!
So
I don't have to do
what
this.
is the game?
Woo!
Well, there's the usual ones. There's the test of strength contest, where two opposing opponents sit on either side of the table and put the palms of their hands together and try to push the palm off one side of the table or the other. There's the eating contest. There is the moral debate contest to test your intellect. There's the sack race, of course. It's a very popular one. Well, those are the most popular. There are a few. There's the shot put, though we haven't seen anyone attempt that one ever.
The what?
Oh, well, you see that small ball over there, and he's pointing to like it looks like a bowling ball that's about the size of a living room. And he says, you take that in your hand and you fling it as far as you can and try and beat one of ours.
I want to try it.
Farewell, step on up.
Oh, God.
And he holds his hands up and he says, brothers, sisters, let the festivals begin. We have our first event. The small one here is going to try the event that no one has tried yet. And then you hear like the slip and slide. No, not that one.
Oh, that one!
Oh my God.
And then when Lucas says that, there's another cheer.
All the way in the back. Yeah. Oh, it's mine.
No, I mean like everyone cheers when Lucas says that one. And he says, oh, well, then yes, I guess so. But first, the shot put. The small one here is going to take on our greatest thrower. So a giant, about 60 feet tall, comes through, picks up one of the balls. They fit easily in the palm of their hand. Give me a second here.
Kid isn't even 1/10 of their size.
Not even close.
They're so tiny.
She's the tiny of the. She's the small of the small ones.
All right, and flings the stone a good 300 or 400 feet, and it lands and thuds and bounces once and then rests. And everyone goes. Everyone gives golf claps. So it's clear this isn't the most impressive throw they've ever seen.
This isn't monumental or anything. All right, so what kind of extra bits would I throw at this?
Extra bits?
Modifiers.
Oh, okay,
whatever.
so first things first. What's the limit of the amount of weight you can lift? Your character sheet should tell you somewhere.
Where would that be? Because that's kind of.
Well, we'll do it this way. What's your physical strength?
Physical strength is 17 robotic.
17 robotic, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you give me a second, I can look that up.
Sure.
Okay, it's 17 robotic?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I remember things being mentioned before of average numbers, and then us looking back and being like, maybe not.
Okay. So, I'm looking at the old rule book.
Mm-hmm. As you do.
Yeah. I'm not seeing a robotic strength, but I see a human strength.
All right. What's the human strength?
Human strength is, let's see, 20 times their physical strength in pounds. So let's see, 17 times
20.
So 340.
keep it simple. I'd say robotic strength is at least double that.
Okay. So 680.
Yeah. Kid.
Don't do this to my baby.
Kid, you could roll the stone.
Oh, wait. I am seeing it. Although it is saying physical strength of 18 or higher can carry 50 times.
50 times. Okay. So let's say 50 times 17.
850.
Yeah. Kid, you could roll it. That's pretty impressive given the size of it. But you're not going to be able to pick it up.
Their best.
I know. But looks like strength alone's not going to win this. Not this one. Wait a second.
How much does the stone weigh?
The stone itself, about 1,000 pounds.
Jack could heave it.
What?
Wait, Jack couldn't heave it. Jack doesn't have robotic strength.
No.
Yeah,
But he also
robotic
has,
strength is
28.
a robotic 17 is still higher than a human 28. In fact, wait a second. No, wait. I'm sorry. We're not thinking about this straight. A terrain hopper power armor has like a robotic strength of 20, and it can lift cars easily. So we must be looking at this wrong.
I'm just looking at the stats for
that's
strength.
fine.
So I don't know.
Hang on.
Yeah, look at a power armor, and that might give you a better idea.
Yeah.
Well, the power armor will just say robotic strength. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to stop the session for this. I should have this somewhere. I don't have it somewhere. Kid, honestly speaking, I remember. Okay, terrain hopper, or actually it was my flying titan and whatnot. Easily flip a truck, which is at least 2 tons. Wasn't even much of a struggle. You can pick up the stone.
Oh right. Yeah, they'd be able to because you're just lifting it up and throwing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I was just looking at carrying weight. Lifting weight is double that. So 860 times 2 is 16, 1720.
Okay, kid.
Yeah, bench press.
Kid, you can pick this up. You're gonna have to like pierce it with your claws in order to make a grab.
They're going all out.
All right.
They're gonna fucking show these people up.
So you guys see Kid, 4-foot little kid, walk up to one of these giant living room sized stones, grasp it with his claws, and you haven't really seen this before, but kids usually, kid's a mass of fur, so usually what you see is fur, but when Kid does this and strains, that fur underneath it, you can see like tense, rippling muscles. It's almost like looking at a gorilla trying to flex, in the sense that underneath that fur, you can tell Kid is ripped.
I think we knew this.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but you've never actually seen a physical display like this from Kid. You've never seen Kid strain to pick up something. So, Kid, you pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a d20, please. +2.
You can do it.
Oh no!
No! My baby!
Kid tries to throw it, and maybe it's the dirt, maybe it's something got in Kid's eye. Whatever the case is, Kid slips. The stone hits the floor, and Kid's face bounces off the stone in a rather embarrassing manner.
Oh no! My baby! Aww. They just
And-
In the
kind
sulking
of like,
corner.
And the thing is, like, when Kid lifts it, you hear like a from all the crowd, and then when Kid wipes out, you hear ooh, like collectively.
That impressed them.
Kid
Not look
Kid-
impressed.
Damn.
Kid stands up again and goes, I'm trying again.
Well, that's not typically. Oh, okay,
Kid
okay.
And so I'm trying again.
You hear like a couple. You can do it.
Oh my god.
Lucas goes like, it didn't leave its hands. It's like chess.
Technically true. From my description, it did not leave Kid's hands. Kid, try one more time, please.
I believe in you, my child.
Hey!
Hey, much better. Kid flings the stone, and it goes about 200 feet, rolls another 50 feet, and goes then still about 200 feet. 150 feet behind the other rock.
Yeah, but Ant just threw a giant stone, essentially.
Yep. And everyone's sitting there like, oh, and there's like some like golf clapping going on. Oh, yes. Oh, so I can see that. It's great. And one of them comes up to you and takes a knee and says, "My name is Uni. Would you mind climbing into my hand for just a moment?"
Kid eyes them suspiciously and goes, "Why?"
None of us have ever seen someone even so much as lift those stones. I'd like a closer look at you, if that's okay.
Fine, Kid says with a great deal of suspicion.
So you can clamber onto the palm, and really you're like the size of like a Lego man. No, like a Lego man, but twice his size. You know what I mean?
Oh god.
Like a Duplo block man, I guess. And you can stand easily on the palm of their hand, and they lift you up, and they bring you all the way up to their face, like they're looking at you. And then you see this giant magnifying glass come in front of one of the eyes, and the eye just suddenly like explodes in front of you. So all you see through the magnifying glass is a giant iris.
Hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you hear, fascinating. Yes. I don't see the muscle mass necessary to lift such a thing. Very interesting. What do you eat, little one? And it like pokes a finger at you, like very close.
Kid like shoves the finger away and goes, "I eat food."
You eat
Very
crackers.
very strong indeed. Food, yes. Crackers, you say. She eats crackers. It is a she, isn't it? It like starts like examining you again.
How close is he getting with the magnifying glass? Damn.
It's a she, actually. And she's getting pretty close. Like I said, your entire vision is consumed by a giant iris through the magnifying glass.
Kid smooshes their face against the magnifying glass and licks it.
And oh yes, that's hold it just like that. Excellent. You have very well kept teeth. And finally takes the magnifying glass away and said, "That was very enlightening. Well, you didn't beat them, but you get my token."
Okay.
And then so there's like some cheering, like a little half-hearted, and someone's like, "Well, that's not how it's supposed to go."
Throw it at you next.
One of like the younger giants. And then you hear it, slip and slide.
Oh god.
And one of the giants holds up a hand and looks at Lucas. "Are you sure? You don't even know what that entails?"
It's slippery. It's sliding. It's got something to do with some sort of liquid that makes me not stand on my feet. I want to do this.
Real quick, Squee. The giant put her down, right, Kid?
Correct, yes.
Okay, good. Just make it. All right, keep going.
Okay. So-
So,
So you guys are taken to an area behind the village, and this area looks very polished. And at the end of it, there are several what look like they are pillars, and they're made out of the same building materials that you see the house is made out of, and they look like pillars. They're probably about 8 feet tall and maybe 3 or 4 feet wide each. And there's there's 4 of them in a diamond shape, the diamond point facing towards you. And there's a lane of this highly polished material, like the building material you brought from the monks. And one of them begins to explain to Lucas, the monks of Song made this at our request some time ago. The object is simple. And with that, he will throw like a very, from the smell of it, it looks like it's coated in some kind of butter. He throws a rag onto the polished surface, and he says, you run, jump onto the rag, ride it all the way down the lane, and knock down as many of those as you can.
oh, hell yeah.
However, I must warn you,
Mhm.
they're, for one of your size, very sturdy. That's why no one has tried this before. And you can travel pretty quickly. Basically, you will careen into stone pillars. Not stone, but pretty close.
Does it matter if I'm wearing specific shoes?
He looks around. I don't think the rules cover the shoes.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm curious. Tell you what, I will be your opponent. And he backs up and he says, first, I'll show you how it's done. And he runs and takes a running start, which makes the ground shake for everyone. And I should also point this out. When you guys are walking on the ground, it is not the easiest time for you. The ground itself is somewhat soft. It's as if it rained recently. And the simple footprints that they make are like waist-high mounds of dirt to you. So moving on the ground is a process. With the exception of anyone who's riding on Ryal, which can slide over them easily enough, it is pretty slow going. It's like, well, imagine if you were trying to walk through the footprints of 60-foot tall giants, and you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. And this giant begins running, which shakes the ground around you. He takes 1 foot onto the slippery rag, slides it all the way down the lane, and kicks the pillars. And when he does, the pillars themselves explode into like he breaks the shells off, and they explode into what looks like some form of colorful glitter. It looks like little pieces of paper or something that's incredibly shiny. So when he kicks it, it creates this loud poosh, and there's a cheer as he kicks down all 4 of them.
So there's...
Hang on a second. Wait. Why isn't he rolling for that?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
That's not fair, GM.
He does really well.
Well,
I hope I can cutscene like that
He
one.
did fine. All right, so he kicks down 3 of them, of the 4, and slides on, and then kind of dances off of it and catches himself and goes, "Ha ha! Just like that, little one. Good luck." And
Luckily, I only got 1 left.
As you say that, they're putting down more.
That's just cheating.
So they put 4 more or 3 more back into the diamond formation.
Oh, it's a diamond formation. Okay.
Mm-hmm, with the
How
point
far
facing
apart
closer.
is these?
They're very close together.
Okay. And so like he kicked it and they just kind of just downed themselves basically.
He actually kind of like split them apart. It seems like they're hollow on the inside and full of some sort of confetti type
Am I
substance
supposed
make
to
it
like
rush.
knock them over or
Well, technically that does knock them over. He says you don't have to break them. It's just tradition.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, okay. Luke's gonna do something stupid.
I like it.
So, I was gonna do one thing, but I think this is more entertaining, so I'm gonna do this one. Oh god, this is gonna take some... Well, no, this is freaking Lucas, so he could probably do it. Alright, so he's going to do his usual running start as he tries to cast a spell.
Okay.
He's going to cast magic boxing gloves just before, when he like jumps towards the rag. He's gonna do a long jump as much as he can. And he's going to cast magic boxing gloves on his feet, and he's going to try to do a handstand on this rag.
What?
Have I
Good
mentioned
luck with
recently
this.
How much I love Lucas.
Lucas is fucking crazy.
This seems so needlessly complex. I love it. All right. Roll me an acrobatics check, please. Make it harder by 15 because you're trying to land on a slippery rag.
Okay. I have a lot of acrobatics things. Should I backflip, sense of balance?
Honestly, I think
Backflip.
backflip would probably be the
Backflip.
best because you're not technically backflipping, but it's the same motion. So yeah, I'd go for that.
Skill check minus 15, so it'd be 15. There you go. There you go, math.
Okay, but so you fail by a little bit. So the handstand itself doesn't quite land. So what happens is you cast a spell. You land on your hands, but as it starts sliding, they kind of buckle and you kind of fall like onto your back. But the momentum's already carrying you. So now you're on your back on the rag headed towards the pins.
Okay.
With your feet covered in boxing gloves.
Yeah. I guess he's just going to try to get into position to rear himself towards the pillars and try to boxing glove kick these things.
So, wait, so am I of the right opinion, like you're on your back with your legs up? You're gonna like donkey kick them from
basically.
Your back? All right, so to everyone who's watching, it's probably not clear if this is going according to plan or not. You saw Lucas maybe try and do a handstand, or maybe it was a roll, or really not sure, but right now he's careening towards it. It looks like he's doing the dying cockroach where he's on his back and he has his arms and legs up. As you approach the pins, roll to strike, please.
Okay.
Can the gloves do mega damage or only STC?
Yes, they can.
Okay, so yeah, roll the strike, please. You. That is enough to hit. As the boxing gloves just punch straight through the pillars, smashing all four of them as glitter just flies out.
He's gonna try to since they're both on the other side, he's gonna try to do sort of a V kick so he hits like the two side pillars.
Okay.
Should I roll a second attack for that, or?
Sure, right, because there's still two pillars left. So. That's still enough to hit.
Even with an 8 shot.
So basically, it's like kick and 2 explode, and then kick again and 2 more explode as you pass through them. Hang on, let me roll something real quick. Are you wearing body armor?
I
Let me
had
know what
to.
you're wearing.
Let's see. No, yeah, I was definitely wearing power armor because he can't technically wear most of anything else at the moment.
Right. Okay. That's fine. It wouldn't have mattered either way. You're able to, through just sheer luck, without even needing to try, you manage to miss any of the debris, and you slide right through onto the end. And everyone around you is just like, "What did you see? His feet stretched out. I didn't know little people could do that. I can't do that." And there is a congratulatory clapping as the one that walks up to you, Splotchy, I guess is what Ryle called him, and he says, "Oh, very well. You get my token. You beat me fair and square. I had no idea little people were so long."
Those are my shoes.
You did say something about that. Yes. Excellent strategy. And he looks contemplative. Well,
Lucas
says,
awkwardly takes it and then sort of steps away, springing back and forth with his feet.
Again, to everyone watching, this might have been exactly how he planned it would go. It's really hard to tell with Lucas.
How big is this thing, by the way, that he gave me?
They're not actually giving these tokens to you. They're very large. It is just more symbolic because they can't make something small enough to give to you. Yeah, so it's more of a symbolic thing.
Okay.
So, Anna.
Yeah.
Hi. You still need to, in some way, shape, or form, earn a token. The NPCs do as well, but I will deal with them and after we deal with you.
What are my options again?
So there is the test of strength, there's the slip and slide, there's the eating contest, there is the moral debate. And those are the main ones that are usually done. And then, of course, you can try a non-traditional means.
I don't know what to do.
All right. Well, I can tell you what happens with some of the NPCs and come back to you.
Sure.
Okay. Will do. So the NPCs are kind of off doing their own thing. So, Heart and Cyber 6 convince one of the giants to take them on in their weird version of an arm match, strength match, which is there's a table. It's not long for the giants as far as they're concerned, but they kind of the table is kind of at shoulder level, or armpit level is actually what's at, and the giant puts his arm fully extended on the table, palm upwards. And typically what happens is two giants do like this. They put their palms together and they shove at each other using their shoulder muscles and arms, and whoever shoves the other's palm off the back of the table first wins, like a strange arm wrestling contest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Heart and Cyber 6 get onto the table with their challenger, who's dwarfing them, literally, and begin to press against the palm of the giant. So since I don't want to just be rolling everything here, I'm gonna need opposed strength checks. Can someone do just one roll is fine for Cyber 6 and Heart? They have comparable strength right now since they're both Heart's in power armor. Would someone like to roll for them, please?
I have rolled enough recently.
What modifiers?
You're going to add a plus 2. All right. Oh my god. So
Yes!
So they get there, and you hear Hart go, "You ready, Cyber?" And Cyber goes, "Oh yeah, I'm ready." And Hart goes, "Are they working?" And Cyber says, "They're working." And they start the contest starts, and they start pushing, and they start pushing against each other. And there's a brief period of time where there's some straining going back and forth, and it looks like the giant is starting to win, starting to push him back. And then you guys see that Cyber Six's arms and legs begin to shift and open up. And out of the back of each of his limbs comes what looks like a jet engine, a miniature jet engine. And with a roar of exertion, the jet engines start like kicking into afterburner. And they start pushing the arm back the other way as there's this loud engine roar as Cyber Six and Hart just shove his hand off the table. And then there's like a small spooling down as the jets spin down and close back up inside Cyber Six.
What?
That's fucking cool.
Hang on, just give me 1 second. Sorry.
So I can die.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm like, what can I do? And it's like, I can die on command, or at least appear dead on command.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot different.
That's a lot
I
different.
mean, I could die on command too, but
Yeah, I just take one of these handy dandy guns, take off my helmet, and blammo.
got this neat little button.
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
All right, hi, I'm back.
Hi.
So Elisa doesn't really know what to do, so she takes the moral debate, but she's not going yet. She says that she'll do the moral debate, but she's not going yet. She shrugs her shoulders and she says, I don't have the same. My spells would not aid me in these.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Because some of the candy wrappers are made out of metal.
I don't understand.
If there are homes, you remember what you did with my helmet? If there are homes that have holes in them?
Yes, but I wouldn't have the energy. Mending your helmet is exhausting enough. Mending a home, I would need a ley line nexus.
Fair.
But I can debate morality just fine.
Awesome.
I think. I hope. And Tessa, over the course of the next few hours, actually goes to Rael and convinces him to join the eating contest. Rael agrees, and on the stipulation that the eating contest consists of fish. The giants are accommodating, and Rael handily wins against his opponent, despite not being anywhere near the same size. And Tessa will mention to Anna, or the whole group really, when they're out of earshot, and say, he gets the token, we put him in the necklace, I use the token to get on the mountain.
Yeah.
She goes kind of like a, she goes like a wink and a, huh? Brains right, work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah.
Which brings us back to Anna.
Oh, they don't need like anything light related, do they?
I don't know. You ask around. Might have to be a bit more specific, but
Okay. Here's the thing. So the stones for the shot put thing weigh 1,000
correct.
pounds.
Correct.
I don't know if I want to spend 100 ISP for that. Or what my initial plan was for that.
Well, if you can think of another option, that's certainly a backup.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can try the moral debate.
Well, are we going to be heading up immediately after this? Because we could like stay the night and you could recharge.
In theory, yeah.
There never was any sort of time limit placed upon you by anyone, so there's no reason to believe you couldn't rest.
Yeah, no, let's just do that. Let's just
All right. Okay, another challenger for the strength contest. We're gonna, and they'll say that their champion's rock will still stand of 400 feet,
Okay.
and they'll see if you can beat it. So, your super telekinesis, what does it let you do? Or let me put it this way: I know what it lets you do. I know what you're capable of. Do you have enough ISP to beat 400 feet?
The range is up to 1,000 feet.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
So,
But do you still have enough ISP to get
Yes,
it?
I have 179 right now. 178, sorry.
So,
And it
please
requires
describe what
100 to do
happens.
it.
Yep.
Please describe what happens then.
Anna will walk up next to the stone, cross her arms, and the stone will start to float as she's like staring at it, and go, let's say 500 feet.
Oh, okay. You're not going to
Pass.
completely. Yeah.
I could, but let's not get too cocky.
All right. So the stone flies 500 feet and rolls to a stop. Kid. Anna beat you.
Also,
Fucking
don't forget
cheater.
that 4 days ago, Anna had something very embarrassing happen to her.
Shut up! Shut up! We don't talk about that.
So it's up to you. I'm not saying
We
this
don't
in
talk about
character.
So Anna very easily gets the token from the shot putter champion, which leaves the final event of the day, Elisa, in the moral debate. She sits across from a giant who has a very well trimmed or groomed and braided beard. And a question is posed by him to Elisa. I'm not going to go into the whole debate, but I'll give you the highlights of basically what happens. So the giant poses a question that it would be better if people did not have emotions, because emotions are what drive people to violence and to covet and to kill and to cause the suffering of others. To which Elisa responds, but emotion also generates happiness and love and compassion. And the gist of the debate is that the giant proposes that without emotion, society could be more efficient, could be better care for the poor and the needy, because they no longer covet wealth. It would be seen as simply efficient to spread it out, and you would not have wars for any of the hatred or faith or any of those based wars, and that society would be much more well off. Elisa, surprising most of the giants, and maybe you guys, with a very eloquent speech, points out quite simply that that's not true at all. That without the emotion such as compassion, any time someone is seen as different or harmful to the collective, or even a group of people, that they would be coldly and efficiently eradicated without any second thought, and that those who know that they're going to be coldly eradicated would fight back, and that wars would be even more brutal without human compassion. And actually wins the debate, impresses the giants enough that they choose her, and she wins the token. There you go, guys. You did it.
I hate to be
We
that guy.
Did.
Uh-huh.
But there's still a non-player character here.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, I have an
Which
idea.
Wait,
Xavier.
What? Yeah, but I'm just leaving him out of it for now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I'm not going to.
I can suggest that he can talk about economics or something like that, and how money can drive people to create very great things and that kind of thing. Because I figured that might be.
I'll get with
stuff.
Inferno later. Yeah,
I suggest we pull a weekend at Bernie's.
Or here's
Yes.
a better idea. And partly because I am beyond exhausted. Why don't we end the session here?
Sure, we
Oh.
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that way it'll give Inferno a chance to determine what he would like to do, because I'd be very interested in seeing how he earns a token.
Yeah, it might be interesting.
And we'll stop here before you guys start the last leg of your pilgrimage up to Mount Choco.
Yes.
Anna's immediately starting to meditate.
Yeah.
Aha. Anyways.
Before we end,
Mm.
I would like to mention that as Anna is meditating, Kid's going to walk past and rather quietly mutter, "Cheater," as they're walking by.
Anna smiles.
They're not salty at all.
Not at all.
You totally should have like palmed that, like like palm slapped it, and then just acted like that's what sent it.
Yeah.
That would have really been.
I would have loved like the really weird Superman. Have you ever seen like Bollywood Superman, where he
Yes!
spins a dude in air and he
Yes!
slowly floats away?
Yeah.
I love it's Southern Bollywood movies, but their action movies are so over the top and
Dude,
silly and crazy.
There's one Bollywood movie where a guy takes out a banana and slices somebody's throat with it.
I know. My favorite is where there's a car chase and the car flips, and as it flips over this gorgeous woman, the guy in the car hands her a rose, and then continues to flip onto the road and drives off. And I'm like, why don't we do that?
Just not real.
Why don't we do that in our
Different
movies?
level of reality.
You take that back. Those are documentaries.
Those are documentaries, really. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys
Take
next
care, everyone.
week. Hopefully at the same bet channel, not same bet time. Hopefully back on the normal
Wednesday.
time.
We'll go back to Wednesdays.
Wednesday, yeah. We will see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See?